Hey guys! So, I just did my hair. I like just did it. I'm gonna get some of the light, it's purple. Anyways, today's gonna be a pretty serious, so if you're in a low place, I don't know, I suggest not watching it right now, because it could possibly upset you. This is a video my friend thought would be a good idea. I wasn't really sure about it at first, but she thinks that there's a chance that my story could help someone else with coping, and there's a chance I'll end up crying, but we'll see how it goes. But if you're in a low place right now, I don't suggest watching this. If you are, I don't suggest my parents watch this. I know my mom definitely would cry. Anyway, I guess I'll get into it. So, about a year ago, around Christmas, I went to hang out with some friends. It was like, it wasn't a Christmas party, but it was like, we got together and it was, you know, so we hung out. And like, we weren't doing anything bad or anything, we were just hanging out and watching TV, and I was talking to this one guy for a while there, and then he said he wanted to talk to me alone. And we were walking, he was talking to me, and he was being super, and I didn't realize we were in the woods all of a sudden. And we ended up kissing, and next thing I knew, he slammed me on the ground. I hit my head pretty hard, and he pulled my pants down and he raped me. And I didn't tell anyone. I didn't want anyone to know. I was embarrassed. I've always been this really tough girl, and I was embarrassed that I let it happen. And I held it in, which was a terrible. And it got to the point where about 4 months later, I tried to kill myself. I had literally been put in a mental hospital, and they gave me depression meds. So I got upset, and I kind of thought that I was pregnant. I don't know why, but I thought, oh my god, I'm pregnant. And I didn't want that, and I tried to overdose. And I'm trying not to cry. I ended up, it didn't work obviously, since I'm here, and I didn't tell anyone I tried to overdose either. At one point after I took the meds, got scared because of how dizzy I was, and I went out and told my mom I was dizzy, and she thought I was just dehydrated. So she told me to get some water, and she told me to go lay down. The next day I went to school. On the bus, I told one of the people that I trusted that, and the bus driver heard, and they told the office that they told the office everything. They told them that I was raped and I thought I was pregnant and that I tried to overdose. I thought that they told them that. Turns out they didn't tell them the overdose part. And so I ended up being the one telling them that. And for a while, and they wanted me to get help, which I want help. It made me feel weak, that I couldn't deal with it on my own. And so because my mom, I didn't know exactly how many pills I took. I thought maybe 5, 7, something like that. And so I went to the hospital because that's the only way my mom could think to get me like marked as able to go back to school. I don't know the word. And they called the police when my mom told them. They were trying to figure out why, and I didn't tell them. I was like, oh, me and my he found I thought I was pregnant and his mom made him break up with me because it wasn't his, and you know. And yeah, I was like, oh, I'm just depressed. Me and my boyfriend just broke. Anything to keep them away from the actual reason. And then my mom was like, well, there was also, and I was like, no, it had nothing to do with that. And they were like, you need to tell me. So my mom told them, and they called the police. I didn't want to go through talking to the police about it and stuff. And so I told them that it was consensual. I mean, just anyway, so I wanted to forget about it, and they wouldn't let me. I remember at school, the counselor said, this isn't something you just forget, you need help. And I was like, no, I can deal with it on my own. I have been for months. Telling me you can't just deal with it, you need help. You don't just get over something like this. And I was like, I'm fine, y'all. I told them not to call my mom, but they had to. I'm sorry, y'all. And then, they were right. You don't just get over it anymore without having panic attacks. I can't. And if I keep myself calm enough to not have a panic attack, then I breathe really heavy and I get super paranoid. And I can't be alone with boys without freaking out sometimes about it. It's just, but I mean, they're over it. I used to do powerlifting to cope with my depression before, and I can't do powerlifting anymore. But like I started riding my longboard more, but I'm not able to do that because of my seizures. I started just doing anything to keep my mind off of it, but I still had nightmares where I'd wake up crying, and then I'd put my, it was bad. But I try to keep myself calm, and I just do stuff to distract myself. And honestly, talking about it, it helps. Being able to talk about it helps. Such an ugly crier, oh my god. It really does. Okay, I'm smearing my makeup everywhere. It's a lot to deal with, but it really helps. And it may not. It may make it worse for you. But you gotta figure out what works for you. Everyone cope. Like me, I shut down. When I start thinking about it too much, I shut down. I cry all the time randomly. I'll have night. I don't sleep for days because I just can't. And then it just sits in my mind until I break. And I just start crying all the time. But I draw. I've been doing theater makeup, like fake bruises and cuts and stuff. They're not real cuts, obviously. I'm not cutting myself. That is not a good coping. It's just takes my mind off of it. But don't hurt yourself. Don't continue doing it. Find what we got. Just take care of yourself. And I wasn't really sure I wanted to talk about this, but my friend thinks that maybe someone hearing my story, and even if it doesn't help a lot of people, even if it helps one person, then it's worth it. And if it doesn't help anyone, then I'm hoping it does. And I was really worried about posting this because I was like, oh, people are gonna be like, you're just posting this to get more subscribers or for the likes or for attention. I'm not. I didn't want to do this. I'm terrified of what people think of me and say about me. But it could possibly help someone. I hope it does. But every year around Christmas I get a little depressed and I try to just act all joyful, like, oh, it's Christmas, because I don't want to cry. But I spent most of Christmas Day crying. Whenever no one could see me, I cried. And then the day after Christmas I got dumped, so I cried some more. And then today, 2 days later, he has a new girlfriend. Or he has a boyfriend, I don't know, I can't tell. But just, their profile picture is not a picture of them, it's just... I just don't like Christmas time. Christmas time just sucks for me. But, I hope that this helps somebody. Just knowing you're not alone, which I know you probably hear that all the time. This happens to a lot of people. And it's not anyone's fault but the rapist. There's no way that you could have prevented it. Like me, I thought, oh, I'm strong. I should have been able to stop him. But I couldn't. And it's not my fault. It's no one's fault but his. And hearing someone else's story maybe helps you. Or just, I don't know, just I hope that it helps a little. I think I did okay with not crying. Thanks for watching, you guys. As always, I love you, and I'll try to post more often. I know I say this in every video, but I really will try. Love you guys.